Hello YouTube! I am KCruzer and these are my thoughts. Now for those of you who are here for the first time, hello and welcome. And for the rest of you who are wondering about the mask, trust me, I'm doing you all a favor. Welcome to video 6. Can we save the Blue Bomber? And for those of you who are wondering, who's the Blue Bomber? Well, get out from whatever rock you're under and listen. In the 1980s, there was a little small Japanese video game company called Capcom. They were doing meh at best. They had Captain Commando and Fighting Street, which were their two main titles. Unfortunately, they almost went unheard of. Then, one day, a man known as Kenji Inafune came. His idea? A super fighting robot who fights for peace by defeating evil robot masters and having to use their powers against other evil robot masters. Captain was like, okay, let's try it out. And soon, we came to the birth of Rockman. Or, as we as the English-speaking countries, especially USA, know him as MegaMan, the super fighting robot. A little boy robot with his jet dog Rush out there to save the world. Now, as to why they changed it to Mega Man, I guess because they thought he was mega cool. Well, why is he called Rockman in Japan? Well, because Kenji Inafune loves music. Think about it. He's rock, and he has a little twin sister named Roll. Rock and roll, get it? His brother, a mysterious robot who appears out of nowhere to help him, Proto Man. He's known as Blues in Japan. Which is kind of weird because Mega Man wears blue and Blues wears red. And never mind. He also has and of course his jet dog Rush, which has some kind of music information in it. Look it up. An evil rival known as Bass, a pet bird named Beat, and a pet cat named Tango. Yep, all new music. Basically, well, the premise of the games, you play as Mega Man and you go through each robot master and try to defeat it. Here's the thing. The Mega Man games were not only known for its incredible layout. I mean, usually you just pick the first thing you see. But no, you have to figure out the order. If you get the wrong order, the game becomes extremely difficult. And you will die. A lot. Anyway, well, the games were awesome. And he expanded for 10 games and people still love it. Some people complain that it's the same game over and over again. That may be true, but even though it's the same game, it adds something new. It adds a new challenge, which you have to figure out all over again. And even if you beat the game, you still play it again to try to beat it even better. That's cool. It's not like Call of Duty, which is basically the same game over and over again. Literally, this was the same game, but not the exact same game. You understand? I'm not hating on Call of Duty, I'm just saying. In fact, another thing Mega Man was known for was his incredible music. I mean, I believe the reason why Mega Man 2 is the best game of all is because of its music. I mean, think about it. It has some awesome stuff. My personal favorite music out of all 8 Robot Masters. In first place, Crashman. In second place, Quickman. And third place, Flashman. But after you defeat the Robot Masters, you get introduced to one of the best songs ever. When you're about to fight Dr. Wily and you're saying, I'm ready. I got all the Robot Masters' powers, and I'm coming for you, Wily. You're introduced to this song. And yes, it's my ringtone. Yeah, well, that's all I can get. Anyway, yeah, Mega Man is cool, not only for its incredible difficulty, incredible level design, and incredible innovation, but also because of its music. Like I said, Kenji Inafune loves music. That's why he's called Rockman. well, Mega Man could just be doing the same things over and over again. So instead of doing something new with that character, they decided to expand the series itself. For the 16-bit era, we got Mega Man X, which was a darker tone of Mega Man, more serious, more difficult, and more awesome. For the PlayStation, we got Mega Man Legends, a Legend of Zelda take with Mega Man and a completely different story where he's a digger and he has to find treasures and fight off pirates and find out about his past. In the second game, after he fights out about his past and defeats the main bad guy, he defeats him on the moon and now has to get back. Now we just have to wait for a sequel, right? I'll get into that later. Anyway, as time goes on, well, the handhelds were getting popular because of, well, Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, Capcom needed something new, so who they turn to? Who else? Mega Man. They invent Mega Man Network Transmission. Sorry, that's the GameCube game. Mega Man Battle Network, which takes place in a whole new dimension where kids with little avatars that surf the internet, and everything that affects the internet affects the real world. So it's up to a boy named Lan Hikari and his NetNavi avatar, Mega Man, to defeat him. But instead of defeating the enemies and gaining their powers, you actually buy these little chips, like cards and stuff, you know. Hey, because let's face it, cards and capturing were popular among that time. Then when the DS came out, they came up with something new, which takes place years later, called Mega Man Star Force, where Mega Man is human and he becomes a superhero, and he has to defend her from evil aliens that people can't normally see, but can do real damage to the Earth. Which was it didn't become as big as Battle Network. Battle Network came out with 6 games. Hey Capcom, how about making a Battle Network collection? Trust me, everyone will love it. It only came out with 3, and it left and the ending left room for sequels. Which, if Capcom gets their head out of their butts, maybe they can actually make some more. So as time moves on, we get more Mega Man. Well, they wanted to go back to the original formula, so they created a sequel to Mega Man X. By the way, Mega Man X came out with 8 games, 3 for the 16-bit era, 3 for the 32-bit era, and 2 for the new era. They even had an RPG, which was pretty cool, Command Mission. I like that game. So it goes on, and for the handheld, they wanted to go back to the original Mega Man formula, but they invent something new. They invent Mega Man Zero, which takes Mega Man's buddy Zero and wakes him up years in the future, where he finds out that X has been revived as a clone, and this X is pure evil. Now it's up to his best friend to defeat him. So as time moves on, we get, well, Mega Man Zero came up to 4 games and came up with a collection. Just like the original series and the X series came out with a collection, Zero came out with a collection too. Very cool. As time moves on, we get a new series for the DS now, called Mega Man ZX, where, like Star Force, the characters are humans and they transform into superheroes. The thing is, they took a page from the original Mega Man, where he steals their powers. But instead of stealing the powers, the heroes steal their costumes, and each costume is a new power, and these mecha costumes are awesome. That came out with a great game. I especially love ZX Advent. Yeah. I mean, is there really such a thing as a disappointing Mega Man game? A disappointing Robot Master maybe, but not a Mega Man game. So, Mega Man's popularity has been everywhere. I mean, he came out with his own the original came out with his own cartoon, which, even though it had nothing to do with the original Mega Man, was still pretty cool. And he also expanded later on into mangas, and now he has an ongoing comic book. The whole idea of manga versus comic is still going through my head. But I gotta be honest, as much as I love manga, I think the comic book is better. And don't get me wrong, this is still awesome, but I like the way this is placed. Anyway, well, Mega Man is everywhere. He had his own car. He even had an OVA, or original video animation. And the Battle Network series was also as awesome. It came out with its own anime series, which the English dub could have been better. They could have been better. I mean, there wasn't that much wrong with it, but what they did with it to place it out there, that's what was wrong with it. And they never finished it. Even had its own manga by Viz. Since they even had it for kids, whenever they curse in Japanese, it was replaced by gibberish. And since Viz doesn't know that much about Mega Man, some of the names were wrong, but it was still a pretty fun manga. If you're lucky, you'll find the DVDs of the first season and the manga. Anyway, with all these different Mega Mans, you'd think Capcom would keep on going, would reinvent them again, would keep on improving on the original series or the X series, Zero, ZX, Legends, Battle Network, Star Force, whatever. Who knows what they could do with them? Then came 2010 and 11. So, here's the deal. Mega Man 10, great game, right? Still doesn't complete the whole story of the classic Mega Man. No Mega Man 11. Then they announced Mega Man Legends 3. Finally a sequel. We'll find out what happens. Oh man, I can't wait. It's cancelled. Mega Man Universe, an online game where you can actually build your own stages, build your own man, and build your own, and you can show it off online and play it just like a Mega Man game in 3D. Yes, also cancelled. Then Capcom flew over to Korea to create Mega Man Online. Once again, taking place in the X series, you create your own Mega Man. And, you battle online like an MMO, but you still play like the original Mega Man. Double yes! No, wait, no! Cancelled. Ugh. Yeah. Let's face it, and I don't know why. Well, Capcom is just kicking Mega Man to the curb. There's so much they could still do with him. I mean, Mega Man is a versatile character. That's what's so cool about him. He can get into about anything. As long as it's done right, which it usually is, it can become awesome. It can become awesome. I mean, Mega Man is to Capcom what Mario is to Nintendo. And Nintendo would never do that to Mario. So why would Capcom do that to Mega Man? Let's face it, people. We need to save Mega Man. I know Kenji Inafune left because he couldn't take any more of their crap. But seriously, Capcom, you've been working with Kenji since 1987. Don't you know by now how to make a Mega Man game? And I don't care if you have to get on your knees and beg him to come back. Hell, make him president if you have to. You need Mega Man back, just like we need Mega Man back, because, listen, it's not like Mega Man is failing or anything. It's not like he's Sonic the Hedgehog. Don't get me wrong, I like Sonic. Anyway, well, I don't know why Capcom doesn't care about its own mascot. Without Mega Man, Capcom wouldn't be as big. It would have never gotten the Disney licenses back in the NES days. And Street Fighter probably wouldn't have lasted to the 16-bit. Mega Man kept them alive. Then they came out with Street Fighter 2, which helped skyrocket. Street Fighter 2 probably wouldn't exist without Mega Man bringing in the money. And Mega Man did all those things for them. I mean, come on. I mean, how many games he has, and he can expand to anything. That's what's so cool about him. We need to save Mega Man. Why? Because not only is he our childhood, but he could be someone else's childhood. I'm very glad that Archie is keeping him alive with their comic, which, by the way, is awesome once again. But it's not enough. We need his games. We need him in our hands, controlling him. If you can make a Mega Man 11, make a Mega Man 11. And besides, his 25th anniversary is coming up. But, seriously, Mega Man crossover? I looked at it. Why iOS? I mean, last I checked, you put Mega Man X on the iOS, and it failed. Failed. Well, so why would you try this? If it was on the consoles, I might like it. But, until then, Capcom, please, Mega Man is your go-to character. You need him. We need him. Mega Man is your backbone, Capcom. You need him back. Well, I hope you get what I'm saying, because Mega Man is right up there with some of the greatest gaming heroes ever. You need him. You know, you love him. We all need him back. Until then, well, we have to save the Blue Bomber. And we will. Until then, this is KCruzer signing off saying, rock out, Mega Man.